There's been some people wondering what's going on. I haven't been up to date with videos, and there's a lot that's going into it. If any of you guys follow my personal Facebook page and whatnot, you at least know part of what's been going on. I'm going to try to do my best to get through this video without crying or being in a rage. I'm trying to be as emotionally controlled as I can. But I'm taking a break right now, not because I want to, but because I have to. Hardly anybody knows, even the people that follow me on Facebook, the full extent of what's been going on. And it's been going on for a little while now, so I think you guys deserve to know what's happening. Where do I start? As most of you guys know, especially the ones that have listened to my testimony and stuff, I really don't have a father. It sounds cold saying that, but it's true. The only real father I've ever had in my life is my grandfather. You know, most people don't know it, but the first part of my life, it was my grandparents that actually raised me. I lived with them full time. My grandfather is one of the greatest men I've ever known. Strong, sense of honor, duty, and justice. And he was part of the greatest, or is part of the greatest generation. I guess that should be expected. But he's always did everything in his power to take care of me and tried to help me be on the right path. I know that if he had known what was going on and being done to me, that I don't doubt for 1 minute that he would have went in there guns blazing and massacred everyone in order to protect me. That's just the kind of man my grandfather is. Or was, or I don't know. But on Easter weekend, my grandfather was rushed to the ER in Lexington. And then Lexington transferred him to Jackson. This is Tennessee. Jackson General Hospital, which his heart doctor's at. It wasn't good. Wasn't good at all. After a couple of days, they finally discharged him, but the discharge was under the agreement of nurse supervision and hospice type care. So for the last few weeks, and no, I didn't miss that this happened during Black Mass. You know, these type things don't slip past me. I'll worry about that later. Right now, I have to try and take care of this. And what's left of it anyway. But I've been draining my bank account in order to go back and forth from Memphis to Lexington area to try to take care of my grandfather. To try to give him encouragement. Because after that last emergency room visit, the way the doctors and nurses talked in front of him and everything, he just gave up. Personally, if I had the names of those doctors and nurses, I'd go up there and beat the hell out of every last one of them for what they had the audacity to say in front of him, like they didn't give a damn. But that's neither here nor there. And honestly, it's irrelevant at this point, so damage is already done. Wouldn't do any good to seek out vengeance. But I do hope those assholes learn their lesson. So, that's been going on for a few weeks. You guys, well, the past couple of days, there's been so much going on, but my grandfather's stuff ties into it, so I'll try and lay it out as clearly as I can. You guys know my animals. You know my dogs, Halo and Chief and Pearl. Used to be Minnie there too. We lost her some time ago. Well, Halo has been my best friend for 18 years. He died in my arms Saturday night. Part of the reason I've been waiting so long to do any kind of an update. Any of you guys out there that are like me, or have dealt with PTSD or other things where having a therapy dog is so helpful, then you know how strong that bond is. After 18 years, Halo died in my arms. Sorry. I've cried more in the last 72 hours than I have in my entire life. And then to make matters worse, everybody has those one or two relatives that are just, I know this isn't very Christian, but I'm so wore out at this point, I'm not sure if I can be very Christian right now. But everybody has those family members. There's always one or two that are parasites, vultures, worthless pieces of shit. Sorry. Been really trying, but what's going on, it's very difficult. So, here's the skinny. Okay? I have two cousins that are the son and daughter of my uncle, both older than me. And due to my uncle's BS and the way that he's always been, well, up until fairly recently, I think he's at least maybe trying to start change. I don't know. The fear of death do that to you. But due to him food barring everything, they, like myself, wound up living and being raised with my grandparents. One of them now is basically just a drug addicted skank. a vulture, parasite, best way I can put it. The other one, violent felon, plays right into the manipulations of his sister's hands, very easily too. It's always amazed me, because she is literally one of the stupidest people I've ever known. So to be manipulated so easily by that, I don't know. To me, it doesn't make sense. But then again, I'm different. I've had extensive studying and psychology and stuff just to understand myself. So I don't know. Maybe I'm being too harsh. But anyways, the day before Papal, or the day of, my grandfather was supposed to be released from the hospital to go home. They were going to have a hospital bed set up. Papal had asked Hottie's son to do it because he thought that he could trust him. No, that didn't happen. Did he set up the hospital bed? Sure. But under what I'm willing to bet were orders from his psychopathic, drug-addicted slut mother. He decided to steal a hand-carved stone chess set that my mother had gotten from my grandfather when I was very, very young. Bought it in California, as a matter of fact. She decided to have her son steal that. Yeah. And that was just the beginning. In the midst of my grief and my pain for Halo, I didn't even get 24 hours to mourn his loss. Because Sunday, Halo passed away, bear you in mind, 10:23 p.m. Saturday night. I got a phone call Sunday afternoon. I think it was around 6 o'clock maybe. It's my little brother asking if I had been informed about what's happening at Granny and Pepple's. I've been crying my eyes out constantly for at least 16 hours at that point. No sleep. No nothing. My little brother informs me that Hottie had went over to Granny and Papa's, even being told not to. At which point she picked a fight with my mother. My mother defended herself, as she should. My mother didn't even get really violent, nowhere near as bad as it would have been had I been there. That much I can guarantee. But Hottie, she ran and hopped in her car, and while she was driving away, called the sheriff's department to press assault charges on my mother, when she was the assaulter. Even made up a bunch of lies about what my mother supposedly did to her. All of this directly in front of my grandfather, under hospice care, on his hospital bed, in his home. And her brother, the violent felon, has since started running his mouth, trying to assert dominance over everybody else, even going as far as making threats against not only my mother, but my brother as well. You guys have been on this channel long enough. Most of you know me, at least decently well. My number one rule: you can run your mouth about me all you want, make all the threats all day long, I don't care. I'm not worried about you until you actually have enough cojones to step to me. However, when you mess with my family, you make threats against the people I love, now you have my attention. My apologies. There's a lot going on up there. However, that last statement is accurate. But all of that, can't really say that, can I? But you find it ironic. Or perhaps you don't. Perhaps you're like me and you don't believe in coincidence. How the attacks on my grandfather happened during Black Mass and the beginning ritual dates of Beltane. What happened to Halo on the second day of Beltane? That'll be dealt with in short order. That I can assure you. Now, here's the crux of the matter. You guys deserved an update. And honestly, I wasn't even going to make one. But you guys deserved one. Look, you guys know me. I've never been one to ask for personal help. Anytime I've ever asked any of you guys for support, it's literally been for the mission. For saving someone else. Right now, my slate's clean as far as that stuff goes. I could pop up again. I don't know, but if it does, it'll be my teammates handling it for a while. And after talking with my friends and teammates and stuff, originally I was going to create another Give, Send, Go specifically meant for my grandfather. But one of my partners reminded me about our charter. He told me there was no need to do that. Because our charter, yes, technically I am the CEO. I just don't act like one. I try to make sure that our account stays in the black, so we don't owe money to anybody, and I simply try to raise funds when it's necessary and make sure they go towards the rescues as we get them. It's literally that simple for me. I'd much rather be in the field than running any organization. But it is what it is. Anyways, all that to be said, and I'm sorry to be so long-winded. Like I said, I'm exhausted. And I'm sure I'm not all there mentally. I know I've been switching a lot. And I've been dissociating and having problems. It's been very traumatic for me with Halo. And then yesterday's events didn't help. Okay, so... Because I'm throwing up even asking. Alright, let me swallow my pride. You guys have helped me before, personally, with things like Minnie and her medical stuff. It has been greatly, greatly appreciated. But I've appreciated even more the help that we've been given to rescue the victims that we have. You guys have really supported us and supported me, and I'm very, very grateful for it. So after talking with my people and going over the charter and everything, I was basically reminded that there is a stipend in our charter which effectively we wrote it ostensibly for the day, if it ever comes, when we actually have enough donations for us to do this kind of stuff full time, right? That way the ministry provides for us so we can be out in the field constantly, rather than having to take off our full-time jobs to go do it. And one of those stipends was, salary-based stuff based on that day. So, having said all that, and I know you probably want me to land the dang plane, I apologize again. But all that to say, if you want to support me and help me to raise the money I need to not only continue to try and take care of these issues and take care of my grandfather, but also to help me even actually be able to... God, I hate saying this. My grandfather's practically giving up. And all this crap that's happening is only making it worse. It's in my spirit, and I know that it's only a matter of time. I don't know if it's going to be 1 week or 2. Or if by the grace of God I have another month with him. What I do know is I do not have the finances to do what I need to do. Not only to take care of him, but when the time comes for me to even consider trying to take off work to actually grieve. And if it's been this bad with Halo, I'm scared to think of how bad it's going to be when he goes. Anyways, I'm sorry. It's very hard for me to process much right now. But you guys know that I'm always going to be honest with you. I may get stuff wrong from time to time, but at least I'm honest when I tell you what I believe is happening or going on. And that's what I've always promised you, is to at least be honest. And if I get something wrong, I think you guys know I have no problems coming back and correcting that, but I wanted to make sure you guys at least knew what was going on and the reason why the projects I've been working on haven't been completed yet. Because I've had several in the works in my spare time. I'm working on a breakdown of, not really the movie, well, I guess you'd call it a breakdown of the movie, Nosferatu. And of course, you know me, it's going to be based on not just what's presented in the movie, but how factual it is compared to the vampiric mythos and the reality and truth behind vampirism, based on not just scriptural but the occult as well. So that one is going to be interesting. I don't know when it's going to be finished right now. I've been working on some training videos, firearms, weapons manipulation, drills, that kind of stuff. That's on pause. And I was even going to do a response to something Shadiversity did a few days ago. I mean, I love those guys, but it's a couple of Aussies that personally admit they don't have any real experience with firearms, but they made a video theorizing on dual wielding a pistol and a sword. They did good, but there was some stuff they missed. So I'm even going to do that, but I'm sorry guys, I just can't do this stuff until things are taken care of. I said, if you feel led by the Lord to help out, just donate to the ministry. Personally, I'd recommend our GiveSendGo instead of the ministry account on the webpage. Not that they don't go to the same spot, but they do, but GiveSendGo's payouts and stuff are a lot faster. And I always say, if you don't feel led to help me, it's okay. I know God's going to take care of me either way. I don't know what it's going to look like, or I'm going to have to rob a bank or not, but that's a joke, by the way. Fed boys. Get a sense of humor. I'm joking. Anyways, guys, I gotta get off here. My head's spinning. For all I know, I'm gonna switch again. I don't know. It's been rough. But anyways, I just want to let you guys know what was going on and the reason why the multiple projects haven't been dropped yet. So there it is. Prayers are always appreciated. Talk to you later, guys. I'm out.